What is good, y'all? It's Wanyá from Epic CW, and today we have a special Beyblade unboxing for you guys. Before we get into it, I want to go over a little bit of backstory for this Beyblade that we have in this box. So, the Beyblade that we're going to be unboxing today is Chain Kerbeus. Kerbeus has been a Beyblade that ever since Metal Fusion, Metal Fury, Hell Kerbeus was an awesome Beyblade. It was one of the strongest Beyblades from the original series, and one of the Beyblades that I found the most wild. Having a Hell Kerbeus, especially from Japan back in the day, was a very, very strong Beyblade, and it was a pretty hard Beyblade to defeat. So, of course, I went ahead and got the version for the Beyblade Burst series, Chain Kerbeus. And again, that's what we're going to be unboxing in a couple of minutes here. But Curtis and I have a tournament coming up, a Beyblade tournament that we're going to be hosting. It's just me and him. It's a 6v6 Beyblade battle. We've each assigned a number to one of our Beyblades, or each one of our Beyblades. And before the tournament, we're going to pair those numbers up, and whatever Beyblade has that corresponding number to the other person's Beyblade, that's what's going to fight. And that's going to be the matchup. So I felt like my team just wasn't adequate enough to take on Curtis's team in the beginning. I also bought a couple of fake Beyblades because I didn't do proper research into it before buying them. I wanted to just go into it and not see any battles. That was a mistake. But we did do more research, and we found the Beyblades that we wanted, and I feel like my team now is going to put in some work. So we'll see how that tournament goes. Should be, by the time this video is posted, up in a few days, maybe a week. But yeah. Either way, Chain Kerbeus. This is not the original packaging that Chain Kerbeus comes in. Usually Chain Kerbeus comes in a booster box with a bunch of other Beyblades. However, I am sure that Chain Kerbeus is in this box because that's what I bought. And so, we pull out the Chain Kerbeus energy layer. You guys see that in there. We'll put that together in a minute. This box is actually freak. Oh shit! It came with an extra Beyblade, so I'm definitely gonna make sure to message the seller after this video, thank him for that, because we got a free Beyblade. That's awesome. We're gonna go over that, I guess, after Kerbeus, and we'll see how that goes, or Kerbeus, I should say. See how that goes, 'cause that's pretty cool. And then we got the tip as well. So let me just make sure there's nothing else. All right, and we got the stickers. So that's awesome. That the seller threw in an extra Beyblade for us. Was not expecting that. If we open the package here, though, we'll see our true pride and joy. This is the energy layer for Chain Kerbeus. As you guys can see, it has these chains that go in, and it has a little bit of space in between the wheel and, I guess, the metal piece that the face sits in. And so the energy layer is basically broken into 3 different pieces. It's the actual energy layer, it's the face piece, and then it has this metal wheel that basically fits over this piece here and acts as a smaller Beyblade inside of this chain layer. So the gimmick for this Beyblade is the chain defense gimmick, and essentially it's similar to Tact Lunior from the Hasbro Beyblade series, or Pro Series, but the only difference is that this actually gives a little bit of room. You guys can see the hole here. It gives a little bit of room so that when you hit those chains in, it actually isn't stopping the Beyblade like it does with Tact Lunior, because the little plastic pieces that come out on Tact Lunior's energy layer actually do stop the Beyblade because it doesn't give enough space. But this does, and I'm very excited to see how this battles. So we're gonna try and put this together here. Okay, so that metal wheel goes on the bottom there. I think there's a couple of different ways that you can make this Beyblade, that you can put this Beyblade together. I'm just gonna do it the traditional way. We're all locked in, and so this is chain Kerbeus with the full energy layer, face piece put in. We've got our metal wheel piece. I'm not quite sure what this is called, but you could see that it is very, very round with the jagged edge, which I think will help out when it's spinning. Just put that on like that. And we'll also check out this tip. Tip is very interesting. It's got this little plastic ball that rolls. It's kind of like one of those old mice that you use for the computer. So that's pretty interesting. Full plastic piece, by the way. It doesn't even click. It just slides. So you guys can see it's not attached. The whole thing comes off. If I push it in, slide to the right, it doesn't even click. It doesn't have any clicking noises. This is a solid Beyblade. I don't think it's ever gonna burst apart. But we'll see when we battle this Bey. So that's really cool. That's awesome. Very thick boy. It is very reminiscent of the Hell Kerbeus from the old Beyblade Metal Fusion, Metal Masters series. So that's very, very cool. And it's also pretty heavy. So I'd like to get a measurement on the weight of this Beyblade before we actually go into the tournament. But yeah, so real quick, before we do our battle, I wanted to go ahead and unbox this free gift because, again, this Beyblade did come with an extra Beyblade for free. Thank you to the seller for that. It doesn't look like it's one of the newer Beyblades, but still, I mean, this is awesome. We got a free Beyblade. Actually, I believe this is one of the original Ragnaroks, looking at it now, because this looks very similar to Glide Ragnarok's piece. It's pretty small too. So it would make sense if it was an older version of Ragnarok. And then this is actually a pretty interesting tip. It's very similar to Kerbeus's, or Kerbeus, but the ball doesn't move in the middle, so it's stationary. This does click, and it's a pretty simple Bey. I think it's one of the very, very first Beyblades that came out. Oh, it even has the sticker on it. That's cool. Look at that. I think this is one of the first Beyblades that actually came out for the Beyblade Burst series. I will try and figure out what Beyblade it is, and then in the battle, get back to you guys with the name of it. But yeah, let's go over to the QuadDrive Stadium, test these two Beyblades out, and see what we've got going. All right, we have the battle all set up. We have Tact Lunior in its attack form for the first battle versus Chain Kerbeus in its fuck you up form. And 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Big hits for Wanyá. That first hit expended a lot of its energy. Wow, this is going to be a quick battle. And over just like that. Chain Kerbeus just hanging in there a little bit longer, taking the W. We're going to try putting Wanyá in its stamina form, hopefully to see if it can outspin Kerbeus. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. And massive hits. However, it seems Wanyá in its attack form is a little bit better at handling this. It seems like Kerbeus's defense are just too strong for Wanyá. It has to be in its attack form to really do anything against this Beyblade. That shows how defensive Chain Kerbeus actually is in the stadium. Wanyá stood no chance when it was in its stamina mode. That's ridiculous. And thanks to Mashito Izumi from Dream Products Japan, we have another battle for you guys today. We have one of the original Ragnaroks versus Duo Eclipse. I'm not sure exactly which Ragnarok this is. We'll see how these Beyblades perform. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Some hard hits. Honestly, it's a neck and neck battle. I've seen Duo Eclipse take on Wanyá, Ragnarok from the Super King series. I've seen him take on. Alright, Ragnarok takes it. Duo Eclipse did get defeated. However, I have seen Duo Eclipse take on some very, very powerful bays. So we'll see here if we can get a win. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, in my opinion, I think these older generations hit a little bit harder. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe because they're smaller in the stadium. Oh man, and just like that, Ragnarok actually comes out with the W. That is very impressive. Although I'm not very surprised. Ragnarok, in all of its iterations, have been known to be stamina Beyblades, and Duo Eclipse is not a stamina type Beyblade. I would say it's more attack oriented. Looking at this wheel here, but that was our battle. That was Duo Eclipse versus Ragnarok, and Wanyá versus Chain Kerbeus. If you guys like what you saw today, please give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Be on the lookout for more content as it appears in your feed. And again, thank you all for watching. This is Wanyá. Peace.